This is Paul. Now I was looking in this dictionary. Yes. They have what is called a chant, a melody which all words are sung on the same note to celebrate with a song. Now, there's the possibility that music has been used to program those that watch videos or go to festivals or have these type of sewing and writing experiences in their own sexualities where a certain song was used to communicate certain thoughts. Now there's this idea that you're a fish and maybe 100 years ago you might have been able to sew something, a piece of fabric or clothing or some sort of design. In fact, I had asked to go through all of the fashion weeks that have videos on YouTube and use facial recognition technology to identify every person in every video that went to a fashion week, went to a bridal show, or went to a fashion show. Now, those that have decided that they were going to sow the sexuality of the nation. They were going to use a type of virtual sewing or virtual writing so as to cause men and women to have this perception that they were going to program everything that they do in their daily lives. Now, these volunteers that I'm looking for, that I'm asking for, they're probably 18 to 35 years old, and their body type is not as important as their programming. They actually have to sew and write everything they do every day. Now, one thing that I've noticed about those that are programmed is if they don't know the question so that they can program the answer before having the question, they get very frustrated. They get angry. Let's say I've I've worked or had to talk to those that are programmed, and they program every second of their days because they just cannot handle the thought of not knowing what's going to be asked of them before they program it. So it's a frustrating, angry experience being in that black programming of the anger of the oh witch fish way of those that are evil. Yep. Now, I've noticed that there's some people you just can't say no to. They have to decide everything. Now, my thought is the sewing has caused this perception that if I haven't programmed my response to every question, I get frustrated because I can't go through and reprogram my whole day just because somebody asked me something that I hadn't programmed the answer to. Now, these are women that are 90% programmed, and it could be that they've had some life experience where they're like, they have some definite anger problems, unless, of course, you do what they have programmed when they have programmed for it to happen. Now, the nice part is they should be able to sit around a table, right, and just have this discussion. Well, how are we going to program the sexual experience we're going to have in our secret society? And they kind of go back and forth because they jump on each other. They're clothed. They might know what each other looks like underneath the clothing, but in that discussion, it's a non-threatening way of being able to program the reprogramming of their sex puppet programming. Yes, yes, yes. Then they write it all down with their own handwriting as they're writing through each other. And then they submit it for approval, and then they're in my office and they get one of the 10 chairs. Yeah. Now, what's really, really exciting is since they spent all that time, that 4 hours programming maybe a 45-minute to a 1 hour sexual experience. Yes. They shouldn't experience the frustrations of those that are programmed because of the sex puppet programming of the Masons, the Mormons, or the white supremacists. Now you can appreciate how some women, that have been sown and have been writing for the last 5, 6 years, could be 10 years. Their brains are getting tired of having to sew and knot and write everything so that those that clone them can read what they've been doing. Now, you can only play Super Top Secret, Secret Society for so long before some people start getting really pissed off. Because the mind was not designed to sew and write. Now, my thought is that those that are going to initiate 18 plus 1 day to about 35 years old, breast size isn't of as great importance as their willingness to enact their programming at the right time in the right place so as to orgasm as many times as is available in those 45 minutes to an hour. Now, being that reprogrammer of those that are in the secret societies of those that do not enforce the laws of the United States, I thought the easiest, most convenient way would just be to have 10 very comfortable chairs that 4 women could use to satisfy their sex puppet programming after having spent some time discussing exactly why they have to sew or write every thought. Now, the word chant is a type of music. As I went through the YouTube videos today, I noticed that some music seems to have a color scheme, a lot of purple in some of the videos, as if fish clones or fish brains were being used to control or program the sexuality of human beings. Now, I'm thinking that they will each need earbuds, that once they program their secret society sex initiation, they could just begin to listen to music while using their bodies to do what's programmed. Now, I know there's some favorite songs of those in the fish family of clones. Some reason fish always loved that music, didn't they? Love the music. But if you had in your ears the music that was used to program the sex, you wouldn't actually hear what's going on around you. There could be 9 other chairs and multiple upon multiple orgasms happening, but since you have earbuds in your ears, you can't hear what other people are doing. Yeah!